Welcome back, Truth Seeker. March 10th, 2019. Today is the birthday of the teenager who's said to be possibly the first human to land on Mars. And that's going to happen in the year 2033. So I want to talk about this person who's celebrating their 18th birthday today. They got a lot of recognition at age 17, beginning July 11th, 2018. So, big space news, a 17-year-old, of course, in the language of gematria, space, and Mason, summed to 17. And the space programs of the world, including NASA, are controlled by Masonry worldwide, an international secret society. NASA also has the gematria of 17. Go figure. With regards to the year 33, Masonry, secrecy, federal order, they're all 33. Of course, our federal government is headquartered in Washington, D.C., named after the 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. The Scottish Rite headquarters are there, the House of the Temple, which has 33 pillars on the outside that are each 33 feet tall. What's interesting about the year 2033 in light of Mars is that in numerology, the way you read this year is 233. You just lose the zero. Zero doesn't count in numerology when it's in the middle of a number. It only matters when it's at the end. But 233 is a lot like 233, the 51st prime number. And with regards to 51, Mars equals 51, so does Moon, so does conspiracy. Many people contend that the moon landing was actually filmed at Area 51, an area that's associated with conspiracy. When I first began studying this code in 2013, this jumped out at me in such a big way. I thought, really? Conspiracy equals 51, Area 51? Go figure. So anyhow, this young woman, this teenager who just turned 18 today, she has the perfect name gematria. If you've read in my book, chapter 12 has to do with space history by the numbers, a big number in that chapter. Well, big numbers in that chapter we've already covered. 17, 33, 51, all these numbers are in there, but 147 is a real big one. Big section on 147. Look at her name, Alyssa Carson, 147, Freemasons, 147, Outer Space is 147, Spaceships, 147, Conspiracies also 147. And let's just pause a moment, just in case you are new here. As I teach in chapter 2 of my book, you want to know the 4 base ciphers, the alphabetic order, that's right here. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. You're just using the alphabetic order. The next cipher is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. So in this cipher, it's still A is 1 up to Z is 26, but you turn each letter into a single digit number. So Z, the 26th letter, is 2 plus 6 is 8. Y, the 25th letter, is 2 plus 5 is 7. It changes at J. J is the 10th letter. The numerology of 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. So, the next cipher is the reverse alphabetic order. Z is 1 back to A is 26. You see? Z is 1, A is 26. Alphabetic order in reverse. Last cipher, reverse alphabetic order with rules of numerology. You want to know these 4 ciphers. Outer space. Notice the gematria, 123, 147, 57. Look at conspiracy. 123, 147, 57. Overlap in 3 of the 4 base ciphers. Her name, Alyssa Carson. 147. Her name, Alyssa Carson, also sums to 78. Like Neil Armstrong, the first man to set foot on the moon. Supposedly they're going to have Alyssa Carson begin a colony on Mars. Colony happens to happen, that gematria of 78. Neil Armstrong was a Scottish Rite Freemason. Again, Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in Washington, D.C. The House of the Temple has the shrine to NASA, and you can watch the tour of that lodge on YouTube, as I've shown before, where they talk about how nearly every astronaut in the history of space has been a Freemason. Again, if you read my book, you'll learn a whole lot about space by the numbers. NASA was established, for example, on a date with 113 numerology. Scottish equals 113. But Scottish Rite, 78. Colony, 78. Neil Armstrong, 78. Alyssa Carson, possibly the first person to set foot on Mars, at least so will be told. Again, like Neil Armstrong, the first man to supposedly set foot on the moon. they bring up the 1969 moon mission. Remember, the moon is ruled by Cancer. The moon is ruled by Cancer. Cancer's astrological symbol looks like 69. That's why you got your moon landing in 69 in the time of Cancer. July 20th and July 21st. The rover touched down July 20th. Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon July 21st. Cancer. And with the alphabetic order, Cancer, 44, just like space. Big space accomplishment in the time of Cancer. So, the first articles written about Alyssa Carson were July 11th. And what's interesting about that is that from her birthday, which is the 69th day of the year, you know, like the 69 moon mission, from her birthday to the day the article was written, from her 17th birthday to the article was 123 days. And again, we just talked about how outer space and conspiracy have all this overlap with the alphabetic order. Conspiracy 123. And if you want to get technical, there is a rule for S in reduction. S is the 19th letter. The numerology of 19 is 1 plus 9 is 10. And then 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. It's the only letter you have to compress 2 times to get to a single digit. So S can be 10 or 1 in reduction. If you make S 10 in outer space, it's also 51, having overlap with conspiracy. And notice conspiracy 51 and 57. Mars is 51, 57, and so is moon. You know, moon landing, Mars, these clear parallels. Scottish Rite, of course, is 57. So anyway, happy birthday to Alyssa Carson. AC, A1, C3, like the moon in its 13 cycles. She's going to Mars, but obviously there's clear parallels here. So again, 233, the 51st prime number. 233 is also the 13th Fibonacci number. The Fibonacci sequence, to go with her AC13 initials. If you learn this code, you'll see that everything in the history of all space programs of the world has been done by this code. A lot of information in my book, a lot of information on this channel, a lot of information sadly censored and deleted by Google. Again, I'm on my 18th channel. If you think this information's bunk, ask why Google continues to delete me. 18th channel, think about it. And all I've ever done is make videos like this. Until next time.